Daily Devotion with Pastor Balla for May 1st, 2020, from Numbers chapter 12, an attempt to overthrow Moses. Who would ever overthrow Moses? Moses, who led the people of Israel out of Egypt. I don't know about you, but when I think about Moses, I often think of the movie and the actor portraying Moses, Charlton Heston. When we think of leaders, we usually think of somebody with that type of stature, somebody who's tall, who can speak well, command authority with their words, and Mr. Heston did that extremely well in the movie. So who would ever go against Moses? Well, it had to be someone who was part of God's people. Again, our reaction may be, how could this be? God's people are supposed to be good people, aren't they? Even today, God's people, Christians, are still sinners. And the people of Israel are no different. So who would betray Moses? We get this from Numbers chapter 12, verse 1. Miriam and Aaron spoke against Moses because of the Cushite woman whom he had married, for he had married a Cushite woman. Sometimes the people who betray you are the ones that are very close to you. Miriam and Aaron were both brother and sister to Moses. Moses had married outside the people of Israel, and Miriam and Aaron were going to use that against Moses. But there's more. In today's world, we look at our leaders as a person of strength, but we need to remember that the people did not elect Moses. They didn't pick Moses to lead them out of Egypt. God did. And God has a little bit of a different criteria. God looks at the heart. God isn't looking for some demigod, that is, some half God, half human. He's not looking for somebody who's tall, articulate, and where people are naturally drawn to the leader. No. God is looking for somebody who's going to listen, obey, and have a love for God, so that the people could see God clearly, not the leader. Consider when Samuel was told to anoint the next king of Israel later on in Israel's history. It comes from 1 Samuel chapter 16, beginning with verse 6. When they came, Samuel looked on Eliab and thought, surely the Lord's anointed is before him. But the Lord said to Samuel, do not look on his appearance or on the height of his stature, because I have rejected him. For the Lord sees not as man sees. Man looks on the outward appearance, but the Lord looks on the heart. So it shouldn't surprise us if that's the Lord's criteria, to look inside the heart of how the Bible describes Moses. From Numbers chapter 12, verse 3. Now the man Moses was very meek, more than all people who were on the face of the earth. The word humble is another word to describe meek. That would be describing Moses. Consider this. Would we ever elect a very humble person to an office in the state or in the Senate or in the Congress? Maybe we should. But in today's world, that person would probably be unelectable by the masses. Will the most humble person stand up for himself against his own brother and sister? Again, we need to remember the people didn't elect Moses as leader. God chose Moses. So to go against Moses is to go against God. So will God stand up to Aaron and Miriam? The answer is yes. God then speaks to Aaron and Miriam. Verse 8. With Moses I speak mouth to mouth clearly, not in riddles, and he beholds the form of the Lord. Why then were you not afraid to speak against my servant Moses, and the anger of the Lord was kindled against them, and he departed. God struck Miriam with leprosy. So guess who had to intercede, who had to talk to God for Miriam? Yes, it was Moses. Talk about forgiveness. Talk about humility. Miriam was healed in 7 days, and the people of Israel could continue with their journey to the promised land. Join me again tomorrow as we move from betrayal to spying. God's peace and many blessings be with you. Thank you for watching, and please share this video with others. If you have enjoyed these daily devotions, please consider making a donation to Peace Lutheran Church, 24024 West Main Street, Plainfield, Illinois, 60544. Thank you again for watching.